I arrived home to find a child launching himself into my pool with the force of a cannonball, as though it were a public water park and his survival depended on it. Chlorinated water erupted into the air, soaking my grill, my lounge chair, and, it felt, my very essence. Another child executed a belly flop with the assurance of an Olympian, letting out a shriek that rivaled a fire alarm. There, seated poolside on one of my patio chairs, was Lisa, head of the Homeowners Association HOA, sipping a margarita from a sparkling tumbler emblazoned with Pool Queen in bold purple letters. My blood pressure surged as I realized I was witnessing an impromptu swim class in my backyard, me private pool overrun by a dozen union of white-head children, orchestrated by none other than Lisa herself. She spotted me standing there, dumbfounded, and gave a casual wave, as if I'd just arrived at an event I was meant to host. "Oh, you're back early," she said with a smile that suggested nothing was amiss. "Don't mind the little ones. We're just holding a small swim lesson. It's a community program, builds character." At that moment, a child collided with my inflatable flamingo, puncturing it with a sharp hiss. I blinked, speechless, as I took in the chaos unfolding on my property. Finally, I managed to stammer, "Lisa, what are you doing in my backyard?" She chuckled, dabbing a drop of margarita from her lip. "Oh, you must not have seen the flyer. It's on the community board. I posted it last week. We needed a larger pool. The rec center's is under maintenance or something. Yours was the next best choice, such a convenient spot and a lovely patio." She gestured toward my lemon tree as if she'd tended it herself. I had no idea what flyer she meant. Furious, I marched to the back gate, where the lock I'd installed had been unlatched and secured open with a garden hose. A laminated flyer fluttered in the breeze, proclaiming HOA Summer Splash Program in a garish font, complete with a poorly cropped stock photo of a lifeguard and a whistle. My address was printed in bold at the bottom, alongside a cartoon turtle. "Lisa," I said, my voice measured, as if addressing someone wielding a match near gasoline, "you broke into my backyard, brought a dozen unsupervised kids, and are now running a business in my private pool." She raised an eyebrow with a patronizing grin. "It's not a business, dear. It's a community resource, big difference. And I didn't break in. Your gate was accessible. Technically, HOA bylaws permit temporary use of member amenities for enrichment activities." My eye twitched. "You tied it open with a hose," I pointed out. "Rope degrades in the sun. A hose is reusable." I was on the verge of losing it when a small child swam up and asked, "Do you have more noodles?" "Coach Lisa said we need more floaties." That was the breaking point. I ordered everyone out, heedless of Lisa's glares or the groans from the swarm of disappointed swimmers. They trudged off as if I'd canceled a holiday. Lisa, with the smugness of a thwarted mastermind, declared, "You'll hear from the board about this." That night, I composed an email so scathing it could have heated the pool. I attached security footage, annotated photos, a detailed breakdown of HOA rules, and a link to the legal definition of trespassing. I hit send, confident that justice would prevail. 2 days later, I received a terse reply. "No violation found. Lisa's use qualifies as an authorized temporary active YTI under Article 4, Section C." I nearly choked on my breakfast. She'd outmaneuvered the system again. Worse, the security footage I'd submitted had inexplicably glitched 5 seconds of static where chaos should have been VY-sible. When I re-VYEU'd it, it had been replaced with a loop of squirrels scampering along the fence. Then came the laminated schedule, taped audaciously to my front gate. Summer swim sessions, 3x weekly, ages 5 to 12. Certified HOA instruction by Coach Lisa. My address, my name, my pool, and a Venmo link at the bottom. She was profiting off my water bill. I tried reasoning, calling an emergency HOA meeting, even threatening legal action. Lisa countered every move with a disarming smile and vague legalese. My neighbor Tom confided, "You're not the first." She once ran a fitness class in Mike's garage. Took him 3 months to get her banned. The tipping point came when my 8-year-old niece decided for a sleepover. She dashed to the backyard with a popsicle, only to be tackled by a goggle-wearing child mid-lap. She cried. I snapped. This was no longer a mere irritation, it was a declaration of war. I couldn't lock the gate without risking HOA fines for denying community access, but the rules never specified the pool water's temperature. Thus, I'd have set a plan chilly, ruthless, and brilliant. At 4 a.m., I connected 5 hoses to every outdoor spigot I had and let them run for hours, filling the pool with icy water straight from underground pipes. I then dumped every bag of ice I could buy within a 2-mile radius into the shallow end. By 7:45 a.m., the pool was an Arctic wasteland. I added ambient Arctic wind sounds of YAA Bluetooth speaker for effect. At 8 a.m., Lisa strode in pink whistle, sunglasses, and a tracksuit exuding retired athlete vibes, followed by her troop of eager swimmers. They dove in without hesitation. For 3 blissful seconds, there was silence. Then came the shrieks. My bones are freezing. I can't feel my feet. Is the water broken? Lisa's expression contorted as she tested the water with a toe, recoiling as if it were toxic. She whirled on me. What did you do to the pool? Sipping from a mug labeled, World's Best Homeowner, I replied with deliberate calm, just keeping things cool, coach. Lisa's outrage that morning was deafening enough to scatter nearby birds. One child fled the gate, shouting, my bones are vibrating, while another scrambled out of the deep end like prey evading a predator. The frigid water had dismantled her swim lesson in under a minute. She stood poolside, draped in a towel, her glare a mix of fury and dawning defeat. You think this is funny? She hissed, wringing out her sock. You could have endangered children. This pool's a lawsuit waiting to happen. I took another sip. It's water safe, clean, chlorinated. No one said it had to be warm. She jabbed a finger at me. This is an attack on the community. I'll report this. You'll be fined so hard you won't afford ice for your drinks, let alone this stunt. I waved her off and retreated indoors, but I knew the battle wasn't over. Lisa didn't retreat. She schemed. The next morning, my pool was a sea of bubbles, not a few suds, but a frothy avalanche with a chemical tang. The filter clogged, the pump struggled, and a random rubber duck bobbed amidst the foam. Across the street, Lisa watered her roses with a knowing smirk. The security footage? Glitched again at the critical moment. She was either a tech wizard or had an accomplice. Unwilling to relent, I posted photos of the mess to the neighborhood app under Justice for Pools, tagging it with vandalism in daylight and who's running our HOA? Comments flooded in, some amused, some incensed, a few connecting the dots to Lisa's past antics. She retaliated with petty maneuvers, parking her golf cart across my driveway during swim sessions, planting shrubs that encroached on my land, and issuing me an HOA citation for lawn neglect, despite my mowing the previous night. When I requested a full board meeting, she forgot to inform the others, leaving me alone in an empty community center. Then, the momentum shifted. A parent contacted me, furious that their child fell ill after the icy swim, having been promised certified instruction by Lisa, who had no credentials. Another neighbor reported her using HOA funds for margarita mixers, stashed in her garage like a speakeasy hall. Whispers grew. Kids dreaded the ice dungeon, parents demanded refunds, and one board member confessed, she's been untouchable for years until you. Armed with this, I enlisted a lawyer friend who owed me a favor. We unearthed a gold mine. A forged permit from years ago listing my backyard for community sessions, expense reports riddled with dubious charges, yoga mats never delivered, cocktail glasses labeled hydration tools, and more. I compiled it into a presentation but bypassed official channels. Lisa would sabotage those. Instead, I hosted a community ice plunge party in my backyard, promising hot cocoa and a special reveal. Neighbors arrived, Lisa included, clutching a cease and desist letter. I thanked her and offered her a seat. As cocoa steamed, I unveiled Lisa's greatest hits on a projector: pool invasions, bubble sabotage, financial misdeeds, forged permits. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Lisa, pale, tried to flee only to slip and plunge into the icy pool. Laughter and applause erupted as she flailed, emerging soaked and defeated. She stormed off, vowing revenge, but her grip was slipping. At the next HOA meeting, I presented the EVY Denke again. The board, cornered by facts, voted unanimously to oust her. She left quietly, her reign ended. Peace returned me, pool reclaimed. Lisa reduced to a porch-bound spectator. A thank you card with a hardware store gift card arrived, and signed but clear, I'd won. The gate stayed locked, and the only rule now is simple: no leases allowed.